Next up, we have the national broadcasting company YLE, and from YLE we have Jenni Müller Noora Piispanen. Jenni is the head of audience insights, news and current affairs, and Noora is the UX designer. And we're going to hear about the YLE Uutisvahti Fan Day and how that kind of gives us data. Please welcome Jenni and Noora.
Awesome. Hello, it's so nice to be here today. We are here to tell about YLE Uutisvahti's Fan Day, our co-creation event where we let our users participate to our development.
Hi, my name is Jenni Müller. I'm glad to be here. I work at YLE Newslab as a team lead of our audience insight team. Our team does everything from research to user testing and segmentations.
And hello, my name is Noora Piispanen and I work as a designer at YLE. And I have been working now with YLE Uutisvahti team, and this year has been amazing and great for our team because something big change is coming up.
YLE is the Finnish public service company, and Newslab is the development team for the news. Newslab works with YLE's different news services, YLE's front page, YLE's news site, Uutisvahti app and Election Compass, to name a few. The future of journalism is also a key interest to us and all the changes it will bring to the news world.
So, what is YLE Uutisvahti? Uutisvahti was created 2014, and team on that time was thinking like slogan and sentence like one size fits for all. And it's not very suitable in newsfield. People don't always want to just read the main news or freshest one or scroll down in the app searching something relevant for them. YLE publishes multiple articles every day, so we want to help people find easily something good for them. YLE Uutisvahti was created for this user need. How we can help people easily find something good for them and also fast without all the scroll downs. So YLE Uutisvahti is your own personalization news app. Uutisvahti was first in the world which used AI to bring recommends to user lock screen. We like to call our AI voice to the robot. AI also used to create For You list, feed where you can read news what interested by your user. For You list use historical data and also uses self-made topic weights. Of course, in Uutisvahti there's also main news and freshest one and other regular feed categories of news. Interesting news we'll find you is our customer service promise in Uutisvahti. And we want to please with this slogan, hardcore news users.
We have lots of data about our users and how they use the app. We use several web analytic tools and follow the main KPIs actively, but we also have a really active beta group in the app, and we do user surveys directly in the app. Uutisvahti has about 200,000 weekly users. The users are really active. They spend a lot of time on the app. 20% of all time used on YLE's news articles comes from Uutisvahti users. We also have some data about how the users want to personalize their For You lists. The most wanted topic is science, and the most hidden topic is sport. Choosing I want more of this topic is actually more popular than hiding topics from the list. We also know that the users are very happy. The latest user rating was 4.1 in June when we did our latest user survey in the app, which had over 5,000 replies. So we know the users pretty well from the data, but obviously the data isn't enough. For us, it's really important to know our users and also learn more about their needs and motives. Communication and interaction with our users is also a big part of our work. Luckily for us, as I mentioned before, Uutisvahti users are very active. They want to participate in our surveys and they also give lots of feedback to us. Uutisvahti team members themselves read and answer to every feedback they get personally. Our feedback channel is full of good ideas and the users really want to help us build the best product for them.
We want to use this energy from our users that we can understand a little bit more better. And that's why we created the concept of Fan Day. YLE Uutisvahti Fan Day was held last November 2019 at YLE. And idea was that we invited our active users, our fans, like we want to call of them, and create something new together. In Fan Day, we tested new way to gather user understanding and get some ideas to our further development in our app. We knew that in this year we're going to have big changes in our app, and right now we are building our React Native version. So we needed to hear more of our users before doing that. Process of this event was the idea of this came up somewhere in summer of that year, and after holidays we started working on it. And we had 3 or 4 people's core team, me and Jenni was included for that, and we had pretty easily 3 months to put this event on.
The invitation to the actual fan day was sent in a pop-up message inside the app. We planned originally that the survey was live for a week, but we had to take it off sooner because so many applied. We had soon almost 2,000 replies, and we knew we could only invite around 40 people. Even though the event was held in Helsinki, we got people from all over Finland wanting to join us. But we used the survey as a feedback channel too. We asked all the users what they thought was best in Uutisvahti, and they also got the chance to tell us why they wanted to come to the fan day and why we should choose just them. 37 fans attended the event. They were all what we call heavy users of the news. We decided this time to focus on the younger users because we wanted to know more and learn more about them, and because the younger audiences are also harder for YLE to reach. This group had many different ways of using Uutisvahti. We tried to pick new users and also those who have been using the app for a long time. We wanted those who loved the notifications on the app and those who hated them.
So plan for the day was we first started at 4 p.m. and we welcomed our fans to YLE. We put them in their own groups. We had 6 groups of that day. Then we continued with the workshop and IDS time. And in the end, we have YLE Tour and just the good night and final words. We used Canvas in our workshop part, and this was our Canvas, YLE Uutisvahti Friend Book. We want to use something familiar and common to our users that they can easily fill it up, and let's just start it. So also it was our map of discussion, and it led our day with conversation. First, we started just easy questions like who you are, why you like Uutisvahti, and what is your favorite app. Then we continued with some questions like what is your timetable of news. We want to know what is our fans' schedule about the news, like are they reading in the morning some newspaper, or are they reading at the work, or are they relaxing just a couple articles before going to bed. And of course, in the end, we have the ideas and wishes time, because our fans were so eager to give some opinion, and they have very clear vision how they want to improve our app.
For us, it was very important that we involved the whole Uutisvahti team in Fan Day. Our developers were happy to come and hear the discussions and meet the fans, and some of them got to be facilitators in the groups. We also had one journalist from the news desk with us to hear the fans' thoughts. And this was good because we found out that the fans really wanted to know how the news desk works and who chooses the notifications for the app and why. To the fans, Uutisvahti is obviously more than just a technical app. In NewsLab, every time we do user testing or interviews with people, we want the developers or journalists to involve in the process. We think that it is way more powerful to hear the whole conversation and how people talk about their product than just to hear the results when the research is done.
And in the end, of course, we want to give some rewards to our fans, and we gave them a goodie bag of that day. And in the goodie bag, there was Diplomat Day sticker and some YLE stuff. But biggest prize to our fans was to see where the magic happens, and they went to see YLE News Studios with YLE Tour. And that was a very big thing to our fans to see behind the scenes and meet the content creators and journalists.
The fans were really happy about the event. Everything went smoothly. Here you can see some fans taking selfies with Voitto the robot. But what was the information we got from Fan Day? The main thing we know, these are the heavy news users. They want to read a lot of news and they are really interested in the world. First, we learned that the social importance of the news is big for the fans. News are discussed and shared with friends. Roni here says that Uutisvahti makes you a more interesting person. Second, news create an understanding of the common world. Virve here says that if someone doesn't follow the news, there is quite little to talk about. And third, the opportunity to follow topics of your own interest makes the news interesting too. The fans love that they can choose their own topics and also make their own news lists inside the app. Onsku says here that the limit of your own lists hasn't come up yet. So here are the findings and what we should do about them in the future. Firstly, because of the social importance of the news, we should make it easier for people to share news stories. We also have to put the news in the right context and make other relevant content easy to find in the app. And lastly, we have the ability to make your own news lists, and we also created the possibility to save news for later, and this was a direct wish from the fans. All in all, Fan Day had a big impact on our work. First, the whole Uutisvahti team is now talking about the users when they work. They feel closer to the users because they have actually met them and worked with the ideas that came directly from them. And second, it became clear to us what the concept of Uutisvahti is and what we should focus on in the future. And third, of course, we can use this information for finding new potential users for our app. All of these things are really useful now when we are building a new version of Uutisvahti.
So, what about now? This year we have continued the work what we started at Fan Day. We have used the ideas and the data of that day, and now we are building our new version of our app. At this year, we have continued our research. Example, we have been asking in our app from our users like which layout they prefer more to have in the future Uutisvahti. And also we had done a couple of surveys at this year. But now we have released our beta version of our React Native, and we invited our active users there, and we are asking and collecting feedback over the time. And because we want to know are we in right path with our app now. And now we have over 700 feedback, and that's pretty amazing to us that our active users is so actively. Of course, we asked some feedback for our fans about Fan Day, and with these rates, I think we did a pretty good job for them. Hopefully at some point we have still time and some good time to make again this Fan Day concept, because we have Canvas ready and we know what to do. To us in News Lab and to our YLE Uutisvahti team, this day was pretty amazing to us, and we are still pretty hyped up of that day. But most important thing, hopefully the day was great, awesome, pleasant, great to our fans, to our active users, because without them we wouldn't be probably standing here today and talk about our beloved fans and our users. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenni and Noora. It's great that you came here to tell this amazing story. I think there's a very good comment from our internet audience about from a foreigner living in Finland who's surprised to see that there are so many fans of all news in Finland. That is, I have to admit that once you start thinking about it, it's kind of amazing that and quite unexpected that there would be a rush among kind of news app users to participate in this kind of fan event. But you show that it's possible. So kind of very nice case. I'm going to take a few questions from the audience first. One question was that what sort of How have you been communicating with? So it's almost kind of a year now since the event. How have you been kind of keeping up the communications with the users that you had on the fan day? Have you been kind of briefing them? What sort of impact did they have on the development process?
Well, we collected the feedback, of course, and the ideas from that day, but we have been still like asking questions from like admin messages and all of those, and yeah, those are probably the
Yeah, mostly through the app itself, because we didn't keep their information with us because of GDPR reasons.
GDPR.
Yes,
I
but
mentioned first.
yeah, but we communicate through the app.
Yeah, and also we had the feedback channel is still lively in ours. Like example, I don't know, we got like 10 feedback every day, so it's very lively.
Yeah.
What do you think? Would it be possible to organize the fan day remotely in the current times?
I think we have to plan it, think about it. Why not?
But I think the fans, it was just great also to see the YLE. It's like to see the Pasila and meet us. I think that is also like was big involvement why so many fans was applying to our happening.
Yeah, we didn't. It was a bit of a surprise to us how excited they were to meet the journalists. I'm glad we had them with us on
And
that day.
And also they was kind of disappointing because they didn't see our space, like where our coders and developers is hanging and where the developers drinking coffee. So they was, can we see that? But sorry, no.
My kind of personal question was that what sort of information did you learn by arranging the fan day that would have been impossible or difficult to receive in any other format? For instance, if you just did a survey or interviews one-on-one.
I think that the feeling and the passion that the fans have became really clear to us, that they are really committed. They love the app and they are really like news fans and love Uutisvahti. And that's a thing that doesn't communicate through surveys, because that we do a lot, but actually meeting them and talking to them why it's so special.
Like one of our fans was saying like his friends is calling him Uutisvahti because he just know everything before everyone else. And I don't know if that would be like such a survey. Has he told about that sentence like I'm Uutisvahti?
Yeah.
And I think also to our team that was so important to see that passion. That to us it was more like meet and greet happening. Also to us like we have users who are passionate about the news. That remember always that.
Yes, and it helped us to sort of clear the concept and the target group of this app. That it is the hardcore news users and not those who just want to glance through them weekly. It helped us focus more.
And how much planning did it take for you to get this arranged? I mean, there's one thing to kind of coordinate even the number of applications and also inviting the people and getting them physically on location. But how about then? How much did you kind of have to work on the substance? Is it kind of days or weeks of work?
Well, like I said, it was ideas came of summertime, and we had 3 intensive months. And yeah, we also surprised about that how many applied to our event. It was we also have to ask some help from other people.
Yes, to join us.
Yeah,
Organize it.
but yeah, 3 months. And of course, we had our other job going on. We was just normal job and.
We did this on the side, sort of.
Yeah. But I'm just when we done this show, and I was quite surprised. It was only 3 months. Wow, we can easily do this again.
Yeah.
There's another question from the audience from Simone Menge regarding that. Have you studied, well, I guess it's in the general context of Uutisvahti non-users, people who don't use Uutisvahti but maybe might consume YLE News otherwise?
Yes, we have, but not in Uutisvahti context only, but in a broader news usage. who are the non-news users and what they need from us. We do that kind of research and segmentations too.
So maybe I could kind of spin a little bit like a more detailed question from this. That so what is your kind of understanding that what kind of a role, because Uutisvahti has since it's been around kind of relatively short time, I think 5 years, something like that, and it has secured quite dedicated audience. So what's kind of like, how do you kind of currently see the value proposition or the unique idea of the YLE Uutisvahti? I mean, it's basically the news that it's providing are not unique, because I don't think no news has been, no news are not created for Uutisvahti. Uutisvahti just picks up the news that are created by YLE reporters all around the country. And I'm personally very grateful for the product, because I also on the side I run this sauna-related website, Saunalogia, and I every now and then kind of pick up some stuff for my social media feed from Uutisvahti, which allows me to kind of observe the whole of Finland and all the sauna-related news that go around. So it's very kind of a useful robot for me. But what sort of have you kind of found any kind of special characteristics of the people who are kind of in this kind of active Uutisvahti people? Do they also consume all other media, Hesari, Ilta-Sanomat, so forth, or are they somehow like more smartphone people? Like a person, I don't watch television news almost ever anymore.
We are actually currently working on a new segmentation of Uutisvahti users and also other users of YLE's services. And we see that Uutisvahti is a special service also in the future for the dedicated hardcore news fans. But your question was so big, I don't know how to put it in short. But we think that it will be in the future also very dedicated, like a detailed news app. And we are researching what to bring for the people who are less interested in the news, but who also need to be updated.
Like one of our fans was saying, he don't need the notification because he read all. So that's fine for him, and that's probably one of our dedicated user to us. Like we have of course different kinds who read like all news from Hesari or somewhere else, but still like who want to be in time and know when something happens.
Right. Yeah. That's very important and also kind of useful. One question from the audience. Concerning quantitative insights, I mean, you started, and I think I intentionally wanted you to have this type of presentation, which focuses on this one particular method of getting quite a lot of qualitative insight from still kind of big bunch of people. But you already kind of showed some sort of numbers that you have, and you do different kind of things. Maybe could you say a few words about what sort of like quantitative feedback do you gather, or how do you kind of utilize that part in development?
We use Adobe Analytics, and then we have also our own data cloud services that we use on a daily basis. That's stuff that we and the team follows weekly or daily. And then the research, we do surveys inside the app for these Uutisvahti users, but we also do like a representative surveys for all Finns where we ask not weekly or monthly, but yearly, so that we can see the trends and also, as you mentioned before, what other services, news services they use. So it's like a combination of that data, surveys, questionnaires, and then inside the app, what we gather from them.
Do you think how important is this kind of frequent updating? I think we already kind of discussed this idea that if you kind of rerun the fan day or have different kind of re-engagements, do you kind of feel that you kind of is the quantitative data enough for you to kind of then keep some sort of like a heartbeat, or understand the heartbeat of the users, or kind of keep in touch with them, or do you kind of start missing out that you need to have, you still kind of continuously need that qualitative and kind of more empathetic connection with users?
I think it's more important every day nowadays to really understand the users. And it's also a good reminder every now and then to meet the people who are actually using the services. And this applies for also other products that we have, like programs. current affairs programs and such, we do the same for them as well. So I think it's something that we will continue.
Good, thank you. I think I've been able to keep you up here, even though you had a very kind of shorter presentation than you had time for, which is always a kind of benefit. I think I've asked most of the questions that I received from the audience. So I think we can now thank you once more for coming. It's kind of pleasure to see and hear about the Uutisvahti development. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.